This video is sponsored by RM Risk Management.
Yeah, I feel like this issue's been exacerbated because we're missing Scott Wright and we're missing Emil Hansen. With them two back in the picture, then I feel like that wouldn't be as strong a debate or a conversation. But because them two guys are out injured and Chris Davis doesn't really seem to trust Yokoyama for playing more than, I don't know, half an hour or something, because I feel like he still maybe thinks he's not quite up to speed with the way we're playing yet. So yeah, I'd say that we probably will get a winger in January, because in the summer transfer window, we were in the market for one even as late as deadline day, because we were in for Alfie Devine from Tottenham, and then that move broke down on deadline day, and that would have been, a loan move from Tottenham. So maybe in January we go back to Tottenham, or we go to Man United, who we've had links with in the past, got players on loan from before, and go back to them and say, is there any wingers available that we could have on loan till the end of the season? Because just a bit of energy off the bench wouldn't go amiss, I think, because that's what we desperately needed against Shrewsbury. Obviously, Chris Davis at that point was just kind of subbing on any attacker in any position. But I feel like with a young, exciting winger, someone to bring on in the final 15, 20 minutes if we're chasing a game to take on their man, I thought we can't really go wrong with that. And plus, with the sort of rules that are in the EFL at the moment for loan players, I think the rule is that you can sign as many as you want, but you're only allowed as much as 5 in the match day squad. But with the current team we've got, we haven't actually got that many loan players. Look at the game against Exeter. There's only 2 players that were on loan that were featured in that game. So we've got a lot of room to sign players on loan. So it may be that we go and get someone young until the end of the season to kind of make a short-term impact to try and get us over the line.
So it's 5 in the match day lineup.
Yeah, you're allowed to sign as many as you want, but it's only 5 in the match day squad.
Right, I see. Yeah, okay. Because I was thinking then, how many do we have left? But if we can sign unlimited ones, but can only use a certain amount, that's fine. Yeah, I reckon that'll.
Because it was only Davis and Harris that were on loan that featured in the team yesterday, I think. So
yeah, so there's Davis, Harris. Who else is there? Is it Iwata? Iwata's on loan, isn't
he? Is he on loan? I don't think
I'm pretty sure he is. I don't know now, because I can't find where the bloody loans are on this.
Because I heard yesterday on commentary that he said that he signed a 3-year contract, so he must be permanent.
Maybe, yeah. Bear with us, everybody. Why won't? Oh, I love FootMop and everything, but it doesn't show. Oh no, Iwata's here full time, full contracts and everything. So Luke Harris, Taylor Gardner-Hickman's on loan, isn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's like a loan with an option to buy. Same with Stansfield as well. So if we want to sign him permanent next season, or even in January, we can. So yeah, we've still got a lot of room, I think, to make loan signings.
Yeah, no, I agree. And also, I would probably add to this point here as well. It's just probably as what you were saying as well, but just some depth really to the subs bench, which I believe that we do have a very strong squad this season, and from the options from the bench as well. But I feel like if we, even to improve on that, it just gives us that little bit more clarity on the bench. Really, I think we could do with a good striker as well. I'm nothing against Lyndon Dykes or anything, but he hasn't really given that return yet.
I think for so long we've had problems with strikers, haven't we? With wanting to sign a striker, because we were stuck with Hogan up front for so long that we were just crying out for something different. And now this season we've got 3 pretty good strikers, so it's not like a pressing issue, which is really refreshing to say as a Blues fan. But I feel maybe another attacking option wouldn't go amiss, and I feel maybe another left back as well, because Lee Buchanan will return, but I imagine it may take him a while to build up the proper fitness needed to play in the way that Chris Davis wants him to. So maybe someone that's a bit more fresh, played a bit more minutes this season, can go in there and then kind of not compete with Cochrane, because obviously Cochrane's the nailed on left back, right? But just to provide a bit more depth and energy in the way that Chris Davis wants to play.
Yeah. Well, I've got a message. We got a message the other day that Zach Woods is coming back to the channel. So I reckon we should sign a petition as well to get Manny Longello back as well, and he can
recall him from Cambridge
and sit in there. He should be we got Zach coming back, and we got Manny Longello coming back. Get the boys back in the team, honestly.
Because Cambridge have had a little bit of a resurgence, haven't they? I know they got smacked against Peterborough, but prior to that, they were actually picking up some points.
Yeah, I mean they're third bottom. Sorry, they've won 3 games now. They got Reading next, so they might have a bit of a resurgence, like you say. But yeah, we really just like, but in terms of like January transfers, I couldn't really tell you who like we might be looking out for, because I would never have been able to have told you that those were the players that we're going to buy in the summer as well, to be
God,
honest,
no,
because
no.
they were very, I don't know what words to use them really, but like it's quite a variety really of the players that we were looking for.
And a wide scouting network as well.
Yeah.
You know, not being funny, a lot of the players that we signed from these abroad leagues like Willemsen and Pates and Ho, even in January, and Christoph Clare, I hadn't really heard of before. If
No,
I'm being honest, because I'm not really attuned to, a lot of these leagues in Europe as I perhaps once used to be, maybe because I don't play FIFA as much anymore. That
Yeah,
tends to be the case,
definitely,
don't it? When you stop playing FIFA, you stop
yeah.
knowing about the wider European game, and you don't see their cards, so you don't know who they are.
100%. That was exactly me, honestly. Like, literally, I'm not really like an analytical type of commentator or podcaster or anything. I'm just like I'm just a filmmaker that's made football content over the last few years, really. And Sam, I reckon you just like to report on things and everything. But like in terms of like those scouting networks that people love to do, and I used to love to do it as well, but never really had like the proper passion into going into that career, really. So when it comes to like January transfer windows, to say, "Oh, have you heard this player?" And I'm just like, no, not really. I
Not really.
can't really say that I have, but I'm saying
it's not like our old kind of transfer policy where we just kind of sign
yeah,
championship journeymen that have
yeah,
been around the
exactly,
block
yeah.
that we know who they are already.
Mm.
It's now much wider and more tuned scouting network to the way that we want to play.